Hello student, in this video we will revise chapter number 3, metal and non-metal. First of all, we see the topics that we will cover in this revision part. That is, first of all, the introduction, that what is metal and non-metal. Then after, physical properties of metal and non-metal. Further on, we will study about the chemical properties of metals. In that, we will see the reaction of metal with the air, the reaction with metals with the water, reaction of metal with the acid, in that dilute acid, and reaction of metal with the solution of other metal salt. The same reaction we will also see for the non-metals. Then after, we will see the reactivity of series, the reaction of the metal with the non-metal, then the ionic compounds. In that, we will study about the properties of the ionic compound, then the occurrence of the metal, then the extraction of the metal from the ore, means their impurities, and the step that is involved in the extraction of the metal from their ore. Also, we will study about the important terms which is related to the metal, then refining of the metal, and at the last we will study about the corrosion and how can we prevent the process of corrosion. Now let's start with the introduction first. The element that can be classified into the mainly two parts, that is of metal and non-metal, according to their basic property. Let's take an example and understand. Some of the metals like iron, that we will denote it by the Fe, aluminium Al, silver means the Ag, and the copper, that is Cu. Now let's take some of the example which is non-metal, that is gas like hydrogen, it is denoted by the capital H, nitrogen is denoted by the capital N, sulfur capital S, and oxygen. First of all, we study about the physical property of the metal and non-metal. The first property, that is of luster. Luster means the shiny effect. If you are talking about the metal, then the metal have a shining surface, while a non-metal, they do not have shiny surface. But here one exceptional case is that is of iodine, because iodine give some lustrous effect, and it is a non-metal even though it is a show the lustrous property. So that is a exceptional case of the non-metal, while the other all the metals do not have shining surface, or you can say it does not contain the lustrous property. The next one, that is of hardness. The metal, all the metal generally, it contains the hardness properties. They are generally hard, but here also some exceptional case, that is of sodium and lithium and the potassium. The sodium and the potassium, which is very soft, that we can cut by the knife as well. While we are talking about the non-metal, then the non-metal are generally soft in nature, it's not hard. But one exceptional case, that is of diamond, a form of carbon which is hardest nature, which is found in hardest in natural substance, but the rest of all the non-metals are generally soft. So the exceptional case is diamond. Student, you have to remember this all the exceptional case, because it is asked in exam. For example, write down the non-metal who have a lustrous property. Then your answer is iodine. Same like if they ask question that the write down the metals which is soft in nature. So you have to write down the sodium and potassium which can be cut by the knife. The rest of the other metals are very hard. Same like the question is asked that write down the non-metal which is hardest natural substance. Then the answer is diamond, because diamond is an exceptional non-metal which is contain the hardest structure, and rest of the other non-metals are generally soft. Now let's move further. The third property is that is of state, means how it is exist. If we are talking about the metal, then all the metals are generally exist as a form of solid. But one exceptional case is that is of mercury. All the metals are solid in nature, but you can find the mercury which is a liquid in state. So the exceptional case of metal is liquid at room temperature. So the answer is mercury. Same like for the non-metal, they exist as a solid or gaseous. The most of the non-metals that we get in a solid and the gaseous form. But here also one exceptional case, that is of bromine, which is found in liquid state. If asked that write down the non-metal which is found in liquid state at room temperature, then the answer is bromine. Let's move further. The 4-number character, that is of malleability. Malleability means we can convert it into the thin sheet. So the metal can be beaten and converted it into the thin shape. Means metal can be beaten into thin sheet. For example, the gold and the silver are the most malleable metal, while the non-metal are non-malleable, means you cannot convert it into the sheet. You cannot convert it into the thin sheet. So that is the malleability characteristic. Then the next character, that is of ductility. The ductility means a metal can be drawn into thin wire. Ductility means the substance can be able to convert into the thin wire or not. So that property we consider as a ductility. So if we are talking about the metals, then we can convert metal into their thin wires, means metal can be drawn into thin wires. And the best example, that is of our electricity wire, that the copper wires. The copper is metal, so the metal can be drawn into the thin wire. Same like for the non-metal. Non-metal are non-ductile, means you cannot convert it into the thin wire. The next character, that is of conductor of heat and electricity. The conductor means it can allow the pass throughout them heat or electricity or not. So that character we consider as a conductivity. If we are talking about the metal, then the metal are good conductor of the heat and electricity, means they are allowed to pass throughout them heat and electricity. For example, the silver and the copper, these both the metal are best conductor of the heat, as we see in the chapter number 12, electricity, that these both the metal and the silver is a contain the take the position of the first number who has a very less resistivity, means it can highly conductor of the electricity. So these two metals, silver and the copper, these both the matter are best conductor of the heat, while lead and the mercury, which is the exceptional case, means which are the poor conductor of the heat, lead and the mercury. The lead sign that is of Pb and mercury that we denoted by the Hg. Now let's talk about the non-metals. Then the non-metals are poor conductor of the heat and electricity. But one exceptional case of the non-metal who can pass the electricity and heat throughout them, that is of graphite. So the non-matter are poor conductor of the heat and electricity, but one exceptional case is there, that is of graphite, who is a good conductor of heat and electricity. Now let's move further. The 7 characters, 7 properties, that is of a density in the metal that generally have a high density and the high melting point, but there is also 2 exceptional case, that is the sodium and the potassium, that both have a low melting point. Sorry. The density character for the metal generally have a high density and high melting point, but one exceptional case, that is sodium and potassium. If we are talking about the non-metal, then all the non-metal have a low density and it possesses the low melting point. Now the next character, that is of sonorous. What is the meaning of sonorous? Sonorous means if we are strike the particularly things, then if we are give the sound, then that property we consider as sonorous. So the metal produce a sound on the striking a hard surface. So means the metal possesses the sonorous capacity or sonorous property, while the non-matter, they are not, because generally all the non-metals are found in a gaseous state. That's why most of the non-metal are found in gaseous state and solid state, but it does not produce the sound while striking of it. So the sonorous property in the metal produce a sound on a striking a hard surface, while the non-metal, they are not sonorous, means they cannot produce the sound if we are striking hard to their surface. The next properties, that is of oxide. The metal oxide are basic in nature, means if we are diluted this metallic oxide into the water, then it release the OH minus, means it is a basic in nature, while the non-metallic oxide are acidic in nature, means if we are dissolve this non-metal oxide into the water, then it is released the H plus ion, means it possesses the acidic nature. Now let's revise it. Total 8 something character we study. The lustrous, the metal are shining surface, non-metal are don't possess any kind of lustrous character, but the one exceptional case, that is of iodine. If you are talking about the hardness, then the all matter are generally hard, but the exceptional case is sodium and potassium and the lithium that we can cut with the knife. And non-metal, they all are generally soft, but the exceptional case, that is diamond. If we are talking about the state, then all the metals are solid in shape, but the exceptional case, that is of mercury, and non-metal that generally exists as a form of solid and the gaseous, but the one exceptional case, that is of bromine. Then the next, that is of malleability. The metal can be beaten into the thin sheet, and the best example of malleability, that is of gold and silver, and non-metal are generally not malleable. Then the ductility, the metal can be drawn into the thin wire, they are and the non-metal, they are not ductile. The conductor of the heat and the electricity, then the metal are a good conductor of the electricity, and the example, that is of silver and the copper, which both are the best conductor of the heat, while the lead and mercury is the exceptional case, means it is a poor conductor of the heat, and non-metals are the poor conductor of the heat as well as the electricity, but the one exceptional case, that is of graphite. Density, the generally the metal have a high density and the high melting point, but the two exceptional case, that is of sodium and the potassium, and non-metal have low density and low melting point. Sonorous, the metal produce the sound on the striking the hard surface, while the non-metal, they are not sonorous. The oxide, the metallic oxide are the basic in nature, while the non-metallic oxide are acidic in nature. Now let's move further, the chemical properties of the metal. The first one, we will see the reaction of the metals with the air. The air means we have to do the reaction of metal with the oxygen. So if we are react the metal with the oxygen, then the metal oxide is produced. As we see in the previous one, that all the metal oxide are basic in nature. Now let's see the example. Instead of metal, here we are write down the copper, because the copper is metal. So if we are react the copper with the oxygen, means the Cu plus O2, then it form the copper oxide, means we get the CuO. As we see in the first chapter how to balance the equation. So for the balancing of the equation, we have to write down the 2 in front of the Cu at the reactant side, and for the balancing both the side also we have to write down 2 at the product side. So the example, that if we are doing the reaction between the metal and the oxide, or you can say metal with the air, then we get the metal oxide. Here the example are given, that is copper is react with the oxygen to form the copper oxide. Same like the other metal example, that is of aluminium. This aluminium is react with the oxygen to form the aluminium oxide, means the Al2O3. And for the balancing of the equation, here at the reactant side the oxygen is 2, while the product side the oxygen is 3. So first of all we balance the oxygen. For the balancing of the oxygen, we are write down the 3 in front of the reactant side and the 2 in front of the product side. So while balancing of the oxygen, the aluminium is become a 4. So we have to write down 4 in front of the aluminium at the reactant side. Now next example, that is metal react with the oxygen, that is of magnesium. The magnesium is react with the oxygen to form MgO, that is the magnesium oxide. Here the oxygen is 2 at the reaction side. So we have to keep the 2 in front of the product side. But while the balancing of the oxygen, the Mg is also become a 2. So we have to write down 2 in front of the Mg. So the balance equation is occur. So the reactivity of a different metal are different with the oxygen. If you are talking about the sodium and the potassium, which both are react so vigorously that they catch the fire if kept in open, so they are kept in immersed in kerosene. Means we cannot open this sodium and the potassium, because if we are open it, then it is a quickly react with the atmospheric oxygen and it catch the fire. So for the prevention of the accident, this sodium and this potassium that we are kept in the immersion kerosene. So it prevents the reaction between the oxygen, or you can say prevent the atmospheric oxygen with the metal. If they ask that, write down that why sodium and the potassium kept into the immersed in kerosene, then the answer is the sodium and the potassium which react so vigorously that they catch the fire if kept in open, so they are kept immersed in the kerosene. So this is the answer. Now let's move further. The surface of magnesium, aluminium, zinc and lead are covered with a thin layer of oxide which prevents them for the further oxidation. As we see in the first chapter that while using the Mg ribbon, we have to use a sandpaper to remove the layer. Why? Because the Mg is react with the atmospheric oxygen and form the magnesium oxide thin layer which prevents the further oxidation reaction. That's why while using the magnesium ribbon, we are first need to be clean it. So the surface of magnesium, aluminium, zinc, lead are covered with a thin layer of oxide which prevents them from a further oxidation. The next one, that is of iron, that iron does not burn on the heating, but iron filings burn vigorously. The Cu does not burn, but it is coated with the black copper oxide. If asked that why which metal does not burn on the heating, but its filling burn vigorously, then the answer is Fe, means the iron, that the iron does not burn on the heating, but the iron filling burns vigorously. The next one, that is of Cu, means the copper. The copper does not burn, but it is coated with the black copper oxide. If they ask the which metal does not burn, but it is coated with the black metal oxide, then the answer is copper. The copper does not burn, but it is coated with the black copper oxide. The next one, that is of Au and the Ag. Aurum and, means the gold and the silver, does not react with the oxygen. If they ask, write down why we are using a gold and the silver for making a jewelry. We are using them as a jewelry because the gold and the silver does not react with the oxygen to form a oxide on the layer. And the second character, that both are the lustrous. That's why we are using it for the making of jewelry. So from this point, many MCQ or 1 marks question will be asked. So you have to keep in mind, or you have to make it note of it. Now the next one, that is of amphothetic oxide. This question asked many times in the board examination, that what do you mean by the amphothetic oxide? Or in the other way, some of the example are given, and then you have to identify from it then which of the amphoteric oxide. So first of all, we see the definition of the amphoteric oxide, means a metal oxide which react with the both acid as well as base to produce a salt and water are called amphoteric oxide. In other way, you can write down the oxide of the metal which possess both the property of the acid as well as the base, then we consider as an amphoteric oxide. Another way, you can write down the metal oxide which can react with the both acid as well as the base to produce a salt and water are called the amphoteric oxide. Now let's take an example. The aluminium oxide is the example of the amphoteric oxide. When this amphoteric oxide means the aluminium oxide which react with the hydrochloric acid, then it produces the aluminium chloride, means the AlCl3, and the water is released. The next example, that is the aluminium oxide means the amphoteric oxide which react with the base, means the NaOH, means the sodium hydroxide, to form a sodium aluminate, means the NaAlO2. If asked write down the formula of sodium aluminate, then the formula of sodium aluminate is NaAlO2 and the water is released. So the amphoteric oxide means metal oxide which possess both the characteristic acidic as well as the basic in nature. That's why we consider as an amphoteric oxide. And if we are react with the acid and the base, then even we get the salt from it. And the example of amphoteric oxide, that is of aluminium oxide, means Al2O3. And the another ask question, that is of write down the formula of sodium aluminate, then the NaAlO twice. Now let's move further. The reaction of metal with the water. In the first, that we see the reaction of the metal with the air, by which we see the metal oxide is formed. Now the second chemical equation, chemical reaction of the metal, that is we are do the reaction between the metal and water. So if we are doing the reaction between the metal and the water, we get the metal oxide and the hydrogen gas is released. The metal oxide plus water, the second, that is metal hydroxide. We are getting three products. If the metal is react with the water, then metal oxide produce this metal oxide further react with the water, then we get the metal hydroxide. Metal react with the water to form a metal oxide and this hydrogen gas is released. This metal oxide further react with the water to get metal hydroxide. Now let's see the reaction with the metal. The react with the cold water. The which metal can react with the cold water, than the three metals which can react with the cold water, that is of sodium, potassium and calcium. If asked, then which metal can react with the steam of the water, then the answer is aluminium, iron and zinc. If asked that which metal is react with the hot water, then the no reaction with the water, that is of Pb, Cu, Hg and Au. These four metal cannot react with the water. The calcium and the magnesium, which is float as a bubble of the hydrogen, stick to their surface. If asked that which are the metals which float as a bubble of the hydrogen sticks to their surface, then the answer is calcium and magnesium. Let's revise. Which metal is react with the cold water, that is of sodium, potassium and calcium. Which matter which is react with the steam of the water, then the aluminium, iron and zinc. Which metal who does not react with the water, then the lead, copper, silver and gold. The which metal which is float as a bubble of a hydrogen sticks to their surface, then that is of calcium and magnesium. We will see the example of it, that the sodium is react with the cold water to form a sodium hydroxide and the hydrogen gas is released, and here the heat is generated. So this kind of equation that we consider as an exothermic reaction. The calcium is react with the water to form a calcium hydroxide and the hydrogen gas is released. The magnesium, which is react with the water to form a magnesium hydroxide and the hydrogen gas is released. The aluminium, which is react with the water to form a amphoteric oxide, means the Al2O3, and the hydrogen gas is released. The iron, which is react with the water to form Fe3O4 plus hydrogen. If asked that while the iron is react with the water, then what is the product that you can consider as a rust? But if we are asked the rusting formula, then you have to write down Fe3O4 into XH2O. X means the molecules which is combined with the iron to form a rusting. So that is the formula of rusting. Thank you.